Hey guys, I'm Doggone. Welcome back to the Milwaukee Brewers. Edit development budget during preseason. Yeah. You can see our development budget is under league average, which is not doing us any favors. Our scouting is also under league average. It's half of league average. These two numbers, I had to do something to free up budget to go sign young available players who were not drafted in the prior draft, and I did that. I had to borrow from our development budget and our scouting budget to pay for some to stock our farms. And as time goes by, my plan, as we get more available budget, knock on wood, knock on my head, knock on my dog's head, I will increase the player development budget and the scouting budget. I'll increase both of those things. Not sure which one will have priority. My thinking right now is to equally increment those. So, all right. Our starting rotation, Albie Lopez is my great hope to be to make our MLB rotation soon. Omar Dahl is out in the bullpen. I think he's going to be really good. Brian Schaus, I think, is going to be outstanding. He's going to take some seasoning, though, some seasons. Yeah. One thing about these historical guys is they don't necessarily develop as they did in historical, in history. A lot depends on their performance, so we'll just kind of have to see. What else? There's something I wanted to dive into. Let me see if I can remember what it was. Transactions. Oh, let's go back to roster. Let's take a look at batting stats. Frank Bollock was a call-up. He's had very, very small sample size. That's outstanding, but very small samples. Sort by OPS. Bollock. You can see his ratings really don't. He's 27. He's pretty much at his peak. His ratings really don't support. He's at the league minimum of 146. That's the league minimum. Okay. Yeah. Down at New Orleans, he hit 253, OPS plus of 103. His ratings really don't support his outstanding play in short season, in the expanded rosters on the bigs. Joe Carter, no surprise, has basically led our team in hitting, a quality hitter. The next three guys, Eddie Zambrano, Danny Bautista, next two guys, these guys are young, and Zambrano's not so young, but he's done very well for us. Bautista was not drafted, and let me think. What happened with Bautista? Drafted, failed to sign. Okay, he named one, traded. What happened with him? I want to say I picked him up and signed him to a minor league contract. Failed to sign. Yeah, I don't know exactly. He was available as a free agent somehow. Wait a minute, did it say I traded by to the Brewers? What? For Telford. What happened here? By the Orioles. By the Orioles to the Brewers. What? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, like I say, this league it hasn't crashed. Well, yes, it has crashed, but I've had some problems with it. Bautista. That might have been, there was a trade that I made, and then I thought, no, I was taking advantage, and so I undid it. I wonder if that was it. I don't even know. Anyway, Bautista has hit very well for us. When he's been healthy, he's had some injuries this year. And yeah, he lost 5-6 weeks for injury. Yeah, he's been really good. I looked him up in real life, and I guess he had some attitude issues or something. I don't know what the deal was in real life, but he's been a good player for us. Go back to Ross. What was I looking at? Zambrano, Bautista. Sandy Alomar Jr. was a late acquisition, June acquisition. We sent Dale SVEUM, is that how you say it? Who was a hometown favorite, and SVEUM did not like the fact that he was traded. But you can see he was hitting .212 for us with a .304 OBP. Good infielder, really good infielder. Third base and short, but his bat was not getting it done. And yeah, and so we traded him for Alomar, and I liked Alomar so much I gave him a big extension. And yeah, Alomar has basically locked down the catcher spot for us. He's not great defensively at catcher, but he's really good offensively. I like the fact that his avoid K is so high. He doesn't get a lot of walks. His eye is not great, but he does avoid those strikeouts. Makes contact. Matt Mieske, look at this guy. 25, JD. Loves this guy. 300,000. He's locked down through 1995. 250 for us this year. 556 at bats. That's a lot of at bats, isn't it? 141 games. Wow. Wow. Anyway, Mieske, a mediocre outfielder. But if his bat develops like this, yep, I'd be glad we have him. Pat Lennon. He may be trade bait if our other outfielders develop. He's fragile. Good contact and gap. Good eye. Doesn't have much power. No speed at all. And that matters. Speed does matter here in the Brewers empire. Very mediocre outfielder. He's played a lot at first base for us. He's hit 246. Yeah. Lennon, I may be looking to move him in the offseason. I'll have to see. I'll have to look at what our outfield looks like with Joe Carter gone. Scott Fletcher's going to be gone, but you can see why I picked him up. Really great, really good at second base, and really good contact hitter. Even now, he's 35, 300,000. I can't afford him next year. And look at that, he's only gotten 30 at bats with us this year. I really thought he'd get more, but yeah, probably a waste of 300,000. Or no, I didn't pay 300,000 for him. I just paid the portion of that while he was on the roster. Yeah, little young Howard cued me into the Pac-Man hitting profile, where home run is low, sort of like the Pac-Man face, ching ching like that. Contact and gap are good. Eye and discipline, or eye and avoid K are good. Home runs low. Ripken's got a really high avoid K. He's a good second baseman, and you can see he's been around this year. He has only gotten 36 at bats for us in the bigs, hitting 250. Stands to make $220,000 next year in arbitration. We'll have to see. The league minimum is 146. Tony Longmire has done really well for us, hitting 254. He's a great value player. Plays the corner outfield spots. He's durable. Gotten a lot of at bats in 73 games. Yeah, so he's just a good player. Not great, but good. 25, cheap. Pendleton has been great. We got him for next year, and after that, we're gonna have to find us a third baseman. Javi Lopez. This was a emotional pick. He got a good rating at catcher, good arm, decent ability. He's fragile, but he's got good ratings across the board. His eye needs some work. This year, 258 at bats. Went ahead and called him up this year. Despite some misgivings, I originally had him on my AAA roster, but yeah. I thought, why not? Why not go ahead and get this guy some, some reps? Got no speed. I'm okay with that for a catcher. Tony WOMACK, we talked about him already. Good Pac-Man profile. Great speed. Outstanding speed. Good second base. And he can play short. Like this guy a lot. He's going to be with us for a while. Domingo CEDENO, he's a good fill-in player. Good infielder, second base and short. Good contact. Good avoid K. Just a contact hitter for us. And Domingo CEDENO is a switch hitter, I should mention. WOMACK is a lefty. And this league is dominated by right-handed pitchers, so I like those guys. I like to platoon those guys. Pat MEARES at short. I don't know why his shortstop rating is so low. He's 25. He's this is his first year in the league, and that's bound to pick up. He has hit. He's got very small sample size, 110 at bats. He's hitting 273. I think he's been our right-handed platoon guy hitting left-handed pitching. Nope, that's not true, is it? He's only hit 34 at bats against lefties. And he hits righties better, so yeah, it's a good guy. He is. He kind of grew into his ratings this year. He's got a little bit more power he can develop into. He probably is going to be trade bait for us. 25. Good contract. Pat MEARES. Juan Guerrero. This guy, he started most of the year down AAA. He's not hit for us. Hitting 156, way below the the line, below the something line, the Mendoza line. He's way under the Mendoza line. His ratings show that he should be hitting better, but probably trade bait. He can play third, but he's purely a defensive guy at this point. Oh, by the way, he's a righty, and yeah, his contact rating against righties, an 8 contact probably just is not going to do it. TRIPP CROMER, another value pickup. He has played in Stockton all year. Called up to the big roster because he had a big league contract. It's the only way I could sign him. He hasn't grown into his ratings yet, but he projects to be a pretty decent hitter and a really good infielder. He's already got a great 13 out of 20 rating at shortstop. I say it's 13 out of 20. Maybe, I don't know. I keep wanting to say maybe it's an 18 rating, but yeah, anyway. Okay. Butch Husky, third baseman. This guy, if he can mature, he's 21. And if I can keep him under my control at a decent price, he's a right-handed batter, and he's projected to hit right-handed batters pretty darn well. But, yeah, if he grows into these ratings, 12, 12, 15, 10, 11, yes, I think this guy's going to be really good. He could not, it's possible he may not develop, especially with our development budget, but I think he's going to be a good one. Plays third base extremely well. 269 down at El Paso this year, so he's still growing into his hitting abilities. Frank Bollock, we looked at already. Bollock probably is trade bait. Zambrano, Carter. Yeah, Carter. 255, 294. He's going to demand a big contract in free agency because of his good season up in Colorado. But, $500,000 maximum, Joe. You're not going to get $3 million. You're not worth it to me, $3 million. Sorry, pal. Eddie Z. Danny Bautista. Sandy Alomar, we already looked at him. Yes, okay, I think we're back around. Let's go look at our pitching. Pitching. Actually, let's go back to roster. Let's go to roster and look at pitchers here. And let's sort by innings pitched. Start off with Steve the Cook. Steve the Cook, he's age 23, still growing into his control rating. He's got tremendous stamina. Look at that, 20% stamina. Doesn't play a defensive pitcher position too well, but and he's fragile. But he's got 32 starts for us and 29 decisions. This guy, he is Mr. Decision. Steve, Mr. Decision Cook. When he pitches, he will get a decision one way or the other. His ERA 3.68, WHIP 1.20. This guy has been outstanding for us this year, and I just think the world of Steve Cook. I do. I think the world of him. He throws a lot of fly ball outs, but I'll take it. I will take it. A 20 hold runners rating, a 20 stamina. Are you telling me his work ethic is a concern? He leads us in innings pitched. I don't think there's a problem with his work ethic. He's very unhappy about the team record. He's unhappy about his own performance. He appreciates the fact that he's getting a lot of innings. So we appreciate you, Steve Cook. Lefty, southpaw. Jaime Navarro, we talked about him. Yeah, Navarro has gotten it done. Like this guy, a metric ton. His win-loss record hasn't been great, but with some run support, that could flip around pretty easily. Get him some run support. Kevin Morton, I'm going through our starting rotation, and I'm pretty happy with these guys. Kevin Morton, Navarro, Cook, yeah, I like these guys. I'm happy with them for the long haul. Now, if somebody else becomes available, I'll jump right on them. But Mark Clark he started out the year in our rotation, and he's back in it. He's sort of been in and out of the rotation. You can see this guy's been living out of a suitcase, sleeping in hotel rooms. Did not do too good down in New Orleans. Didn't like it. He's pitched okay here at Milwaukee. He's got a positive ERA A+ of 104. He doesn't have much in the way of stuff. Bottom of the rotation kind of a guy, and his velocity has fallen off. He's just 25. Is he going to grow into a faster speed? Is his mechanics going to improve, or is he going to just fall apart? I'd really like for this guy to stick around with us, because I like him. Look at his history right quick. We got him from the Expos in exchange for Robin Yount. And, yeah, I dumped Yount because of this. $2.8 million contract. He's only getting, he spent a lot of the year down in Ottawa, AAA. He's only appeared in 38 at-bats in 42 games for the Expos. He's not happy. He is extremely unhappy. You can see his bat has really fallen off. He cannot play. His defense has fallen off terribly. He's 38. His team sucks. He hates that he was traded. He's not done well. He expects to be a bench player now. He's just really fit to be tied. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to pick him up next year. I could be wrong. Let's go back to the roster. Oh, Mark Clark. Yep. So I'm happy to get Mark Clark in exchange for Yount. You guys can go ahead and hate on me. That's okay. I'm tough. I can take it. All right, I'm going to make a cut here in the interest of keeping these things at 20 minutes, and I'll be back.